History has been totally inverted. Human life started in the Americas but was reset. The world was reset several times. Eventually, so-called Atlantis fell and fractured into factions. After a major reset, civilization collapsed on the West Coast and there was a massive migration east. America is the original Rome, Greece, Egypt, Israel, etc. Rome is Edom. Look at the Doeg Indians of the DC area. Look who Doeg is in the Bible. Edom or Esau was ruddy. Ruddy is copper-colored. Red-brown. Many Edomites are listed as Negro on their birth and death certificates. Rome took over Greece, which was centered in Philadelphia, the original capital of the country. City Hall was built by the previous owners. There are no construction photos. The building was already completed before they put the scaffolding up. It is an old world building. Colonization happened inwardly first and then went into Europe. That's why we see so-called Roman architecture as far as China. Look, there are Noah equivalents or survivors of the flood for hundreds of cultures. Scots actually came from North America into Europe. The real Scots were like King Charles, so-called black. The original Scots weren't the lowlanders, they were the highlanders. The Bible is from the Americas. All the events in it were in the Americas. See? Some of the original copies are dedicated to King Charles. Look. King James brought us the Protestant Bible. King James was King Charles's grandfather. The Scots landed in Ireland first and brought the Gaelic Bible. The Bible of today is a quadruple paraphrase remix of the American Autochthonous Bible. It got turned into the Sir Francis Bacon Shakespearean Astro-Theologian Bible that we see today, which was an effort to make the Sinite script seem like the original version of the Bible, to make it Canaanite-centric, phony, or Phoenician, to further hide the true origins. These so-called black Celts settled into Iberia, but nobody ever talks about the two Iberias. The Shem and Ham zones need to be brought up a little higher, but you get the picture. Look. Eber was all over. Eber is the great-grandson of Shem. The Caucasus were part of the kingdom of Iberia. These are Iberians or Caucasians. Caucasians? Caucasians. Real ones? Cosplay. They built these. Real Caucasians are so-called black. The world wars were an attempt to whitewash the history, to genocide the link of their origins. You melanated people built these. Stuff like this. See? The construction story of this building makes no sense. Biggest building on Earth built by communists, supposedly. The Far East was also developed by melanated peoples, but their mutant slaves took over in the reset. After all the resets and reset wars, the leadership was weakened. The mutant slave versions of all these peoples teamed up to usurp the thrones and reset and invert the history. After the reset that took Rome down, Roman slaves throughout Europe set up enclaves like Ashkenaz. William of Orange was one of the many to lead mutant revolutions, which led to this. Ish people are grafts. The grafts are the mutants that revolted worldwide, from William of Orange to today. They were positioned like drone armies to wipe the history. The reset wars were fomented by melanated people that wanted a new world order. They used their graft mutant militias to circumvent karma, like King Saul used Doeg. They need isn't real for the identity theft scheme, keeping the lie going until the next reset, sooner than later.